a band with more than 20 releases, a rotating cast history, and songs titled Crush, Lord, Rescue Me, and Lovesick sounds less like a normal discography and more like someone turned a diary into weather. Welcome to Music Storytime, where we gently kidnap your algorithm and introduce it to better taste and music. Enjoy the background music in the free usage playlist, you dirty scoundrels. Now continuing today's focus music band, The Violet Burning. If that leaves you slightly flummoxed, perfect. That is exactly where The Violet Burning does its best work, in that electric space where devotion, distortion, romance, and restless art rock all share the same dimly lit room. The Violet Burning began in Orange County with Michael J. Pritzl at the center, but calling this just a band almost feels too tidy. It is more like a long-running creative storm system with guitars. Over the years, the project stretched across alternative rock, indie textures, shoegaze haze, worshipful intensity, and atmospheric detours that never seemed interested in behaving. Some groups pick a lane. The Violet Burning looked at the highway, shrugged, and drove into the fog because the fog sounded prettier. Crush is one of the best doors into that world. It has the kind of title that arrives already carrying emotional static. One word, lots of pressure. It comes from the self-titled era in the mid-90s, when the band sharpened its mix of melody and guitar-swept urgency into something that could feel both bruised and beautiful. This is not background music for folding laundry. Crush feels like it wants to lean against the walls and test their honesty. It is immediate, memorable, and a perfect signal that The Violet Burning was never interested in sounding polite just because they knew how to write hooks. Then you get Lord, Rescue Me, and the room changes shape. This is where the spiritual intensity rises right to the surface, but without turning stiff or predictable. The title sounds like a prayer blurted out before the door even fully closes. That is part of the magic here. The Violet Burning could take devotional language and keep all the human mess in it. There is no plastic shine, no neat little bow on the emotion. It feels urgent, cracked open, and alive. For anyone curious about the band's deeper pull, this song is like walking straight into the heartbeat. And then comes Lovesick, which gives you yet another angle on the project. If Crush throws sparks and Lord Rescue Me reaches upward with trembling hands, Lovesick drifts in with that moonlit ache only certain bands know how to pull off. By this point, The Violet Burning had already built a reputation for making atmosphere feel like a physical thing, and this song shows how they could sound intimate and widescreen at the same time. It is romantic in the most haunted way, like a postcard written in the rain and somehow still legible. Part of what makes this band so fascinating is how sprawling the whole story is. Michael Pritzl remained the core while different musicians came and went, giving the catalog a weirdly stable instability. Fans call them the Violets, which sounds charming until you realize the catalog itself feels like a secret labyrinth with guitar pedals hiding behind every corner. Album after album, they kept reshaping the sound without losing the thread. That thread is emotional honesty, with just enough mystery to keep you leaning closer. So if you want music that can sound wounded, prayerful, dreamy, and gloriously overcast, all in the same breath, The Violet Burning is a remarkable detour. Crush gives you the voltage, Lord, Rescue Me gives you the plea, and Lovesick gives you the ache that hangs in the air long after the song stops. Some artists hand you clean answers. The Violet Burning hands you a flickering lamp and lets the shadows start talking.